Hi everybody, welcome to week 6, module 6 of our class EDL700. I hope you've enjoyed the course. As you know, we are definitely in the wind down mode. This is our last full week of class, and then next week you'll be working primarily on your final exam. Also be aware we will not have a Zoom meeting in week 7 because again I want you to have time to work on your final exam and get everything done and submitted for your course. So in week 6, we're going to hopefully be tying everything together that we've learned. So we've talked about and learned about why PLCs are important and how they can be used to really improve student achievement, but also to impact teacher learning, cooperation, collaboration, and to really improve and help to have the most effective instruction within our schools. We've also talked about the critical need for vision and mission, as well as values and belief statements that are aligned to what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And those vision and mission statements may be for an entire system, a school, or even for an individual classroom. But most importantly, they're extremely helpful when we use them in our professional learning communities. We've learned a lot about ourselves, whether it's through true colors, love languages, or compass, but most importantly, hopefully we can take those tools and use them to learn about others so that we can mitigate and minimize some of the conflict that just naturally arises when people are working together. We've also talked a lot about the change cycle and how impactful that can be when we're trying to do things new and different. But addressing it and looking at it really can be something that is very, very helpful to us. We've talked about standards and how you unpack them as a part of a PLC and how that can really frame the work when we move into lesson planning, assessment, as well as analyzing student work samples. In addition, we have talked about how do you handle conflict because it is inevitable and it's probably going to happen more often than not when we're working in our professional learning communities. So remember those 5 strategies that you can use to help minimize conflict. We've also talked about the critical need for teacher observation as a part of a professional learning community and how that can help us to know and understand where we are, how our curriculum is being implemented, and what kind of support and help our teachers need. So it really becomes the impetus for our professional development planning. Finally, this week, we're pulling it all together by creating a professional learning community plan. Remember, great professional learning community plan starts with pre-planning. So think about what are those team building activities that you want to use for your professional learning community so that you can pull the group together and really know and understand each other and appreciate each other's strengths as well as those areas where we struggle. Secondly, who needs to be a part of that PLC and why? How are you going to go about assigning roles and responsibilities? What are those norms that need to be talked about and included in our professional learning community plan? What are the logistics? How often are we going to meet? Where are we going to meet? How will the agenda be developed? What are the topics that maybe need to be included on our agendas? And is there sort of a cycle or sequence to the type of information we need to be discussing? What do we need to gather for materials and for resources? And then finally, once we have our plan and we're implementing it, how do we monitor and adjust along the way to ensure that we're being as effective as we possibly can? So this is your chance to pull it all together and create that PLC plan. So I'm looking forward to what you come together and submit, as well as discussing all of this with you in our Zoom meeting this week. Have a great week. Thanks.